Hello beautiful people, Juliet here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is specifically for all my beginner level beauties out there. So if you're a beginner, good for you. Juliet is here to help, okay? And if you're just joining us for the first time, what's up, what's good? My name is Juliet. I am a DIY enthusiast and I post and upload my DIY processes here on YouTube because I feel like it's gonna be useful to a person or two. Yeah. So in today's video, as you must have seen from the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about basic sewing tools. Those tools that you need in order to start sewing. Trust me, sewing is fun. Sewing is therapeutic for me. And you do not need to break the bank in order for you to start sewing, okay? I started with what I had, so I believe that you should also start with what you have. I still have the basic tools. I don't have the advanced or the upgraded tools. I still have the basic tools and they work for me pretty well. All right, so get your notepads, get your pen, right? Notepad, pen. Yes, get your notepad, get your pen, get a drink, and let's go on this journey together. Pressing whatever it is you're working on, just give that extra professional touch to whatever it is you're working on. I have a small space, so I DIY 2 ironing boards from carton, foam, and this foam you get when you buy new things. It's advisable you use a iron that has steam. Mine doesn't have steam. I spray water to replace the steam effect. It was gifted to me actually, so yeah, I use what I have to make it work. Seam ripper is a small sewing tool used for cutting and removing stitches. Okay, so you use it for removing stitches, opening seams, cutting threads, opening buttonholes, and so on. Trust me, as a beginner, you are going to make mistakes. Okay, even advanced sewers or advanced tailors or sewists also do make mistakes. So as far as on sewing is concerned, you are going to need a seam ripper. If you need a video on how to properly use a seam ripper, do let me know. For cutting, you're going to need a paper scissors and also a fabric scissors. It is essential you have 2 different types of scissors in order to elongate the lifespan of your scissors, okay? And also, let's talk about the small little snip that makes cutting thread from the machine or from fabric so easy. And also, an advanced version of scissors is a rotary cutter and a cutting mat. I have a rotary cutter, but I do not have a cutting mat. I'm gonna give that later. When it comes to marking, you want something that would be able to wash away when you put it in water or when you iron it, okay? So something that will wash away when it comes in contact with water or it, so you don't have permanent stains on your fabric. A tailor's chalk is basically used to mark guides, lines, notches, and every other thing that you need to mark, simply to guide you when you are sewing. So this is the tailor's chalk I have. I bought the wrong type of tailor's chalk, by the way. Okay, so I bought the wrong type of tailor's chalk, but it actually works for me. And also, an advanced version of tailor's chalk is erasable marker or disappearing pen. They tend to disappear when they come in contact with it. I am going to leave a link in the description box below for where you can get it on AliExpress. And also rulers, guys, you can never go wrong with a straight ruler. I know that my hands are not straight when it comes to marking straight lines, and also a French curve is something that you don't need for now. Threads, so we need threads, right? I personally do not have a large collection of threads. I buy as I go. So when I am working on a project, I buy a thread that matches the fabric, so I don't have a large collection of useless threads that are just hanging around on my wall. Not every sewing will be done on a sewing machine. There are sometimes when we need to hand stitch buttons, invincible stitches, and every other stitch that can be done with the ants. Okay, so I have this big needle because I used to make wigs. I make wigs so they work, and also sewing machine needles. I have smaller needles and I also have bigger needles because I sew bags. When I am unsure of the project I am working on, I draw a pattern with a paper before transferring it onto the fabric in order to avoid wasting the fabric, and also I would be able to adjust whatever mistake that I have on the pattern before transferring it to the fabric. Okay, so I have two papers that I use brown paper. You can get that from a stationery store where they sell books, or a tailoring store. So I use brown papers and they work really nice. And I also have this white chipboard that I use because I actually make bags, so I have a lot of chipboards. And also, if you have newspaper, guys, newspaper works, cardboard works, any type of paper works. When it comes to measuring tape, you want to get something that is soft and cloth-like, something that would easily be able to wrap around your body or the model or the mannequin or your dress from bodies. Okay, and you also want to get one that is in inches and also in centimeters, preferably up to 60 inches in order to give you that length. You get what I'm saying? So get yourself a measuring tape from a local tailor shop. I tend to envy people who take their project to the sewing machine without pinning, and also gone are the days where people use office pin in order to pin their projects. There is an upgraded version now, which is the ball edge pin. It has a ball-like object or thing on the edge, and it is longer and it's sharper and it is easier to use. As a beginner, trust me, you are going to be doing a lot of pinning in order to keep your project in place so that they won't move or shift out of the way when you are sewing. And also, when you have a pin, you need something to hold them with, like a cushion or something. I use this foam I got from, when you buy new things, that foam that comes with it. And also, there is this magnetic wristband that I would love to have, which is a better way to hold this, and it is so much easier to hold pins with. For fabrics, I recommend you start with whatever it is you have around you. You can go to a tailoring shop to get Tailor. That is what they call it, Tailor, right? The fabric people use for home economics practice, or draping fabric, just to practice and get familiar with sewing and sewing machine for now. There is a reason this beauties were made, because people couldn't get by sewing everything by hand, so they had to make a machine for it. My machine works with both electricity and manually without electricity, and it does only a straight stitch. There are industrial machines and domestic sewing machines, and as a beginner, I recommend you get a second-hand sewing machine or a home sewing machine just to get familiar with sewing for a start. You can practice with a neighbor sewing machine, a family friend sewing machine, and all of that. Okay, there are sewing machine that does different kinds of stitches. I recommend you get something like that. But if that is too expensive for you, get yourself a simple sewing machine that can do basic things. Of course, we need to write down our body measurements, write down our ideas, sketch out our ideas. I have two books. I have a bigger one where I write out all of my ideas and also sketch out all of my ideas. So I am going to leave the link to where you can find all these tools on AliExpress if you would like to shop on AliExpress. But trust me, you can easily go to your local tailoring shop to get all these things, and most of them are really affordable. So yeah, I hope you like this video. I am going to leave a link in the description box below, basic sewing or sewing 101. That is the playlist that I've created specifically for beginners. So I am going to be creating content for beginners and spotless, basic sewing tools like this video, basic sewing terms or words that you need to know about sewing, pattern drafting, basic pattern, basic body pattern, basic pants pattern, basic sleeves pattern, and every other thing you need to know as a beginner. Okay, if you have ideas on things you would like me to film, or you have a special request, please leave it in the comment section below and I will do my best to make a video about it. By the way, this video is a request from a beginner friend of mine. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is comprehensive enough. If there is anything you don't understand, feel free to leave me a comment. Okay.